Day 17 storm, and we're jumping straight in here. Day 17 of Inktober. Yeah, on this picture, I actually restarted the underdrawing a few times. Actually, I did a few different versions of it, mainly because I wasn't really sure what to do with the arm that was kind of on the other side of him. The one on the other side of his body, I was wanting that to be holding like a little saucer. So he was like drinking tea off a saucer, just like an old school like dandy, flamboyant dandy, caught up in a storm, enjoying a cup of tea, holding a spoon and a saucer. But I drew that sketch, and then I transferred it into this one, and then I gave up again, and then I drew this one, and then I think this is the last version I did. But I restarted this one a few times actually. I was just kind of, I don't know, I was just sick of what I was drawing, like that was the thing. But this version I decided to just transfer onto the Bristol board, and see how it went. So here's me transferring that over, transferring it onto the Bristol board. And the interesting thing about this drawing was it was the only picture that I drew throughout the whole of Inktober that was done exclusively in India inks. I'd used India inks on a few other Inktober drawings, but usually they were sort of mixed media drawings, like India ink with a little bit of Copic marker, India ink with a little bit of gouache, maybe even a little bit of watercolor, that kind of thing. But this one was exclusively India ink, which is interesting. I think this drawing ended up turning out all right. Look at that. It's not bad. I thought it was all right. So what you're seeing here, this represents day number 18, trap, and it's a reconstruction of what happened on that day. It was a Sunday, and I was intending to wake up and start drawing straight away, but I woke up with like a major headache. It was like a top level headache. Really horrible headache. I get headaches quite a lot, and I had headaches for quite a few of the drawings, and that I was drawing during Inktober. But this one was top tier headache. So instead of drawing, because the drawing would have just stressed us out, I decided to go on Netflix and watch one of the Studio Ghibli films that I hadn't seen yet, which was a film called When Marnie Was There. And that's something I do quite a lot of the time. If I've got a really extreme, horrible headache, I'll sit and watch a film, have a paracetamol, maybe some ibuprofen, and just try and take my mind off the headache, and it often clears them up, I'm a fan of Studio Ghibli films, and I hadn't seen this one yet. It was a pretty good film. I enjoyed it. But it was a happy ending for the main character. The main character had a happy ending, but this other character that she met, the character of Marnie, I'm not going to tell you what happens in the film, obviously, but I kind of felt like a bit bad for Marnie when this film was over. She seemed to have quite a hard life. That was felt sorry for her. But anyway, so basically, on this day, because I had such a headache. I mean, my headache had kind of, gotten a lot less bad by the time I'd finished watching this film, because it did the trick of taking my mind off the headache and stuff. So I did start work and I started drawing after this film was over, and I produced this one, but I didn't film my progress, because I was thinking it might be easier to draw if I just kind of draw without filming it, and I didn't want to kind of encourage my headache to come back by stressing myself out, so I wanted to take it easy, so yeah, didn't film it, and I went in the direction, the word was trap, and the direction I went in with that one was I was thinking of like trap music, so that setup you see on the table there, that's some electronic music equipment that you might see used in trap music, the Roland 808, that's definitely something that's used in trap music a lot. I'm not sure about the other things really. The other stuff I drew was kind of just stuff, just interesting instruments really that you can make electronic music on. The Korg Monotron was one of them. It's something I'm fond of. I've got a Korg Monotron. Some other things, some other equipment that I don't have, but wouldn't mind having. But some of it's quite expensive. Like those Roland 808s are really expensive these days, and I think the whole reason why people innovated so much on them at the time was because they were cheap. So kind of almost seems to defeat the point if you're spending loads of money on it. But anyway, this was day 19, Dizzy, and I decided to depict a young Dizzy Gillespie playing trumpet on a park roundabout. That's what it was supposed to be. But yeah, anyway, we're moving straight into day 20 here. And day number 20 was the word coral. So this is like a diver, just diving and swimming, and there's some coral, he's diving and he's looking at the coral, I mean, the prompt word coral, I mean, it pretty much tells you exactly what to draw, doesn't it? I mean, I don't know if there's many directions you can go in with that really. I mean, I know there's like is there like a bookies in an online casino called Coral, but I didn't fancy drawing an online casino, so yeah, I decided to go in the direction of drawing like actual coral, because coral looks pretty nice, it looks pretty nice. It's a nice thing to draw. It looks nicer than an online casino, I think probably one of the selling points of an online casino is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. I think if you had to go scuba diving and sort of dive to the bottom of the sea in order to look at an online casino, I don't think many people would be gambling online if that was the case, so but anyway, yeah, there's pardon me, there's day number 20, coral. And here we have day number 21, sleep. And the idea behind this one was that the guy's sleepwalking, and well, you can see what's happening, he's gone sleepwalking and there's a train coming. Oh dear. I don't sleepwalk a lot. I'm not like a major sleepwalker, right? It's pretty rare. I don't, I'm not like gonna sit here and claim that I'm sleepwalking all the time, every which way, like every time I go to sleep, I'm like sleepwalking all over the place. No, that's not the case. Luckily, because I can imagine that being a bit of a problem if that was the case, if I was sleepwalking all the time, But I have sleepwalked. you know. It is something that I have done. I can be a bit of a turbulent sleeper, you know. I can wake up with night terrors, you know, and things like that. I talk in my sleep a lot. I'm a big sleep talker, you know. But sleepwalking isn't something that I do too much, luckily. But you know, I remember this time when I was 17 years old, and me and a few friends had done like an all nighter in the town centre. You know, it was something. You know, it's a very teenage thing to do, isn't it? Just like, oh, we're gonna pull an all nighter. We're gonna stay in town all night, like whoop whoop whoop. You know, yeah. So we did that, and the day after we stayed in town, and we were kind of like, you know, hanging out with friends and stuff the day after, but we hadn't had much sleep, obviously, because we'd been up all night. And I remember going to get some pizza at the bottom of Granger Street in Newcastle, and then I remember walking up Granger Street, busy sunny day, you know, walking up Granger Street, and I remember dozing off. I must have been pretty damn tired, because I remember dozing off and falling asleep while I was walking, and then but then like continuing to walk while I was asleep, like after I had dozed off, like continuing to walk, and then kind of walked up the street a little bit, and I was walking up by a bus beeping at me, honking its horn, because I had walked out onto a road asleep, and walked in front of a bus. I mean, the bus was going slow enough that obviously it didn't hit me, but yeah, I sleepwalked out in front of this bus, which was, well, I mean, it's a good story, isn't it? At the end of the day, you know. So I'm not like disappointed that it happened or anything, but I mean, it would probably be good if that didn't happen too much. Like, I wouldn't want to like suddenly pardon me. I wouldn't want to suddenly like start sleepwalking everywhere. You know, I don't think that would be good. I think it would, if it kind of went from the point where it was just something that was like, you know, something that was interesting to tell stories about. You know, that time that I sleepwalked down Granger Street. You know, if it went from just being like something that was like a good story to being like an actual problem, like, you know, like something that where like my life was regularly in danger because of my sleepwalking or something, like, I think that would be a bad thing. So yeah, but I don't sleepwalk that much anymore. Like I said, I think it was more something I used to do when I was younger, and even then it wasn't that much. But anyway, this is day 22, and the word for day 22 was chef, and this is meant to be like a ramen bar in Japan, you know. And I remember going into one of those. I've been to Japan once. I went to Tokyo spontaneously when I was 25. When I probably shouldn't have went to Tokyo at that specific moment in time. Like, it was probably not because of anything to do with what Tokyo was like then, but more to do with my mental state. I think I was in quite a strange mental state, and I was just like, I probably should have like been trying to seek out help or something, rather than just like being like, oh, I tell you what I'll do. Oh, I feel like shit. Oh, I'm gonna go to Tokyo. You know, it probably wasn't a good idea. But I remember like my first night in Tokyo, I went into a ramen bar, and I thought that was pretty awesome. I was pretty impressed by the the fact that it was just run by the one guy who was the cook, and then you pay on the machine, and then you get like a little ticket, and then you give him the ticket, and then he kind of pretty much like he's got so many things going on at the same time, he's kind of almost like juggling the noodles, like I think it's amazing how one guy can cook so many ramen dishes at the same time, but yeah, that's pretty cool. This is my throat keeps on getting a bit kind of tickly during this during this commentary for this video. This is day 23. And some people would say that if you don't like your artwork, you shouldn't kind of go out and just tell everyone like, oh, like I didn't like this drawing or whatever, but with these time lapses, I feel like I should be honest, and just say, like I wasn't happy with this drawing, I didn't think it was that good. But anyway, the word was rip, and I chose to go for like the R.I.P., rest in peace meaning of the word rip, as you can see there, and if we're going to be talking about drawings that I wasn't that happy with, then like don't even get me started on this drawing, day number 24, Dig. Like seriously, this drawing, day number 24, Dig, was probably the worst drawing that I did throughout the whole month. It, like, hands down, it was just the worst. Like, honestly, I think I just felt lousy on the day when I was drawing this. I felt kind of, physically tired and slightly ill, but not like, kind of in that state of illness where you're not ill enough to kind of justify, like, just taking time off and not doing anything, but you're kind of too ill to like to kind of be productive, and I felt crap, and I didn't just feel crap like physically. I think I felt like really fed up and worn out at this point. I think it was day 24 and I was getting a bit knackered, I had been pretty much drawing non-stop for like 24 days, and I was just like, yeah. And I think I grabbed the India ink and I just sort of splashed it on there. I don't know, I could have spent a little bit more time just getting this right, and making it so it wasn't quite as rough and just crappy as it ended up being, but whatever. And then here, day 25, Buddy. As you can see, I've skipped over the part, the kind of sketching it out stage, and just skipped straight to the transferring it onto the Bristol board and inking it stage. The reason for this is because I didn't film my sketching out stage for this one, because I think I was so fed up from the picture that I'd done the day before. The picture that I'd done the day before, I really hated. I really didn't like that picture that I did on day 24, the picture for Dig. I thought that was just really crap. So I was in a kind of lousy mood, entering into this drawing. But I decided to keep it simple, and I think that picture kind of perked me up a little bit more, because I didn't mind that picture. I thought that picture was all right. The picture of the old prospector guy, kind of, you know, hugging his horse. It's nice. It's got a kind of endearing quality to it. And this one is day 26. This one is going to be the last drawing that I'm going to talk about in this particular video. But stay tuned, because there'll be other videos coming. And yeah, day 26, the word was hide. And once again, you know, should an artist talk about their work? That's one thing that just, it's a question that just keeps on coming up, isn't it? You know, should an artist talk about their work? You know, I mean, it's pretty hard not to talk about your work when you're watching a time lapse of you drawing your work and you're trying to think of something to say to stop the video from being too boring. Although, to be honest, if you've got through this far and you've listened to me just rambling on all this time, then, like, my God, you deserve a medal, like, for Christ's sake. But yeah, yeah, you know, I was quite happy with this picture. When I finished it, I was quite happy with it. I thought it was a canny picture, you know. I think I challenged myself with this one. I challenged myself to do 1 point. It's harder to do 1 point perspective from a lower eye level. You know, when you put the point right down near the bottom of the screen, that's a more difficult way to do 1 point perspective, I think. So, you know, but I think that picture's okay. I think that picture's okay. But yeah. Anyway, this is, like I said, this is the end of the video. So if you like my my videos, if you you know, all of that kind of stuff, then you know what the YouTubers are always telling you to do. They're always telling you to smash the subscribe button. Smash it. I mean, I think they mean click on it. That's what I think they mean. And like, clicking a mouse really is, I mean, it's quite a timid thing. It's hardly like a big aggressive thing, like smashing something. But I guess it sounds more interesting if you say, like, smash the subscribe button, you know. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. Smash the subscribe button. Softly click the like button, you know, all that kind of stuff. And anyway, yeah, goodbye. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.